All right, hey everybody, hey. Kicking the stream off about 3 minutes early. Wanted to get on and make sure that everybody knows you gotta subscribe to be able to chat. So if you want to put in requests for 30 minutes of awesome, where I review your charts for 30 minutes at least, then you gotta get on and be a subscriber. I mean, that's the rules. So, throwing this over here, we have on tap today Microsoft earnings, Google earnings, Visa earnings, ENPH, Chipotle, Mexican Grill. Much more coming this week for number 2. And then number 3, as always, your requests. We're going to start here at 5 p.m. I just wanted to, and 5 p.m. Eastern, I just wanted to pop on here and get everybody kind of excited, going here. Already got a long list. Looks like Ray's throwing them out like crazy. John, Sledge, welcome everybody, welcome. Lee, hey, how's it going? And I don't think that the boss is going to be with us today. She went with her dad to the doctor. Prognosis not looking too good for him to be with us a whole lot longer. So anyway, thoughts are with him. Which and there's my neighbor wishing that got thoughts with everybody. So anyway, yeah. How's everybody doing? This is interactive. That's why we call it 30 minutes of awesome. So I like to do 30 minutes of chart analysis for you. And yeah, so make sure you chat with me. And like I said, you got to be a subscriber so you get to chat. That's the only requirement. You just got to subscribe because we had a bot that was throwing out some not so savory content one day. So I felt like I made it big when I got a bot joining my live stream. So now we have to have subscribers. And while you're at it, you might as well hit the bell with the thingers, all notifications, so that you get alerted tomorrow morning when I go live again before the market opens, somewhere around 9:15, and go through what's moving, what's popping tomorrow, because we have more earnings coming out tomorrow. So like I said, a week full of earnings. Let's go ahead and pull this over. I like to show the earnings whisperer thing. They tend to highlight with these pretty logos all the best stuff. Like I said, today we got Microsoft, Google, Alphabet, whatever, ENPH, Visa, Chipotle, Texas Instruments, Juniper, Boyd, Stride. Tomorrow morning we got Boeing, Humana, Hilton, Hess, Tech, ADP, General Dynamics, Boston Scientific, Synovus, and then after the close tomorrow, Meta, Roku, ServiceNow, Pioneer, Teladoc, Align, United Rentals, Anali, that's a real estate investment trust if you're not familiar, Innovix, whatever, and then Thursday, American Airlines, Caterpillar, Lilly, Valero, that's a gasoline station and refiner, Southwest, MasterCard, Crocs, Alteria, in that tobacco, ABBV, ABVI, however you say it, Merck. Whew. Yeah, Lilly, we'll hit that for you, Sledge. Then we got Amazon coming up on Thursday after the close, Intel, Snap, Cloudflare, Cloud Computing, Cloudflare, First Solar, United States Steel, X, Pinterest, Principal, Gilead, Amgen, and then wrapping it up on Friday before the open, ExxonMobil, Chevron, Camco, Charter, Chart, Gentex, and Saya, however you say that, trucking company. So lots of earnings this week. This is probably the biggest week of earnings. We've already got 20% down of S&P 500 companies. By the end of the week, we should have something like 60% down, I think, of S&P 500 companies. So we'll take a look at all the movers here, or as many of them as you want to get, and see if there's any opportunities. Microsoft, I already know, is popping. Google was popping. ENPH was plummeting. Visa just kind of Chipotle looked like it was trying to push the highs. So we'll go ahead and jump into some charts. Morning Monster. It's not. This is 30 minutes of awesome. Totally different show. We don't drink Monster for. Anyway, I did bring a few charts to talk about because I usually give you a little bit of market analysis as we jump into the request. So S&P 500 did find resistance. This is a 3-day chart, so we had resistance for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3 days. So almost 27 days. We kind of held right in there. A pullback, and we got a pullback. And the roadmap line on this 3-day chart is not that far below us. So we could find support anywhere in here and then pop. Well, you know what? I'm not going to be on Telegram because somebody reported me as a spammer and got me banned from Telegram. So thank your fellow people out there. Whoever reported me, thank you very much. I'm never going to be on Telegram again. So anyway, that's the story behind Telegram. And S&P, this is the ES, this is the futures. This is what they did on the earnings right here. Nice pop. This was the 272 extension lower after this little pop we got. You know, on the 24th, yeah, was it yesterday? Yeah, this is the 1 hour. Okay, so yesterday's pop, and this is the 272 extension of that drop, and we found support and pulling up. I went into a ES bull put spread right before the close. Got 14 points. That's $50 points, so whatever that works out to be, $700 credit. I'll probably close it out for $7 or 7 points. I mean, so 300. I'll probably keep half the credit. That's the goal at this point. So, all right. And then circling back to something else here, 2 top trading desks are saying that the market action today was a little different. Now we have a brand new product, VIX 1 Day. If you are unfamiliar, the CME, yes, get the right set of letters here, CME. Chicago Mercantile Exchange threw out VIX 1 Day, which is tracking the volatility of 0-day options. They have somewhat of a history. I don't know where you pull this. It's not on TradingView. TradingView just has the first 2 days. So that VIX 1 Day was dropping out, but today it was kind of popping. And if we read on down through here, it says the tone of some of this, you know, especially the earnings, the expectations were incredibly low. You know, over 70% of companies that have reported so far have been beating it. And, I mean, the expectations were absolutely horrible. So beating, not entirely difficult to do if you've already got incredibly low expectations heading into the quarter. We tend to bottom in the market about 6 to 8 months ahead of when the worst earnings come out in any of these cycles that we do. So just keep it in mind that that October low right now looking like the lowest low. That was that's in the window. That's 6 to 8 months ahead of the worst earnings of the cycle. Oh, there's Kimberly. And there's Karen. My daughter's here, my oldest. Glad to see everybody. Anyway, so we're looking at those right there. Keep it in mind, we could be heading up from here. So let me flip sides here. Get out of the way. All right, any questions on that? This is kind of a macro view of the, you know, I'm into seasonality, I'm into patterns. That's the whole premise behind what I do, how I'm able to predict these things. I don't really, you know, while the narratives and the stories do play into it, you have to kind of keep it in the back burner and keep track of how the market can take the most amount of money for the most people. Right now, everybody's expecting this recession that we already did. I've been saying we did it since July last year. You don't believe me? Go check YouTube. I got it like written on YouTube, like confirming the recession. And then we changed the definition of recession. So we didn't do the recession. And everybody's saying we're going to do the recession, but it wouldn't surprise me. The government here in, you know, by the summer says, oh, you know, we double checked all our numbers and we just came out of the recession. So that wouldn't surprise me one bit. If it's going to surprise you, well, you haven't been listening to me enough, apparently. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Moving on. So let's actually look at what we came to look at, some charts, because that's what everybody likes to do, right? You like to actually know what's moving, how we can make some money. So remember, all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. I may be full of crap, so past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation here, intended to be informational, educational, and fun, is not a recommendation to buy or sell anything, financial instrument, otherwise, anything from me. Although if you want to come join Discord, you know, the link's in the description, so you can just pop down there. but I don't recommend you buy it. So, unless you want to come chat with me. But if you desire that personal financial advice, you got to hire and consult a financial advisor that has a fiduciary duty to take care of you and your financial situation. And never risk money that you can't afford to lose. That's for sure. So, S&P 500. Looking at the simple chart, broke back down in the pink box. Look at that. Somebody drew an arrow right there. We just happen to get halfway down. We could see a return down to this 4,000 area. Of course, we could hold this 4,100-ish area that we did right at the close. We've broken just below it. We could bounce there and turn higher in a heartbeat. This is kind of like my worst case scenario right now. I give it like a 65 bullish, 35 bearish right now. I was 50-50 this morning. Now, after getting the pullback, about 65-35. If we go on down to 4,000, I'll be more like 80-20. So, yeah. Can't join. System's always good. Well, sorry about it. There's 300 million people on Discord, so I'm not sure what the problem might be. Anyway, yeah, who drew that arrow, right? Who's been drawing arrows on my chart? Anyway, one we haven't talked about in a couple days, DGS2. Look at that, right back up to the blue line on the market rate. The Fed rate has not made it up to their target rate. So if they raise rates again here in a week or week and a half, whatever it is, they'll be well above. Well, their target rate's going to be well above their actual rate that they've been hitting here. Stay tuned for more. We'll find out what happens here. So far, they're kind of arcing off. I kind of expected their rate to hold in here and the market rate to hold just below them. And then at some point up here, maybe late fall, the market rate pick up again. So we'll see what happens. We got this stupid arrow on here, or the stupid question mark that keeps blocking out white space here. All right, so that is the 2-year Treasury constant to maturity rate. That's Delta Golf Sierra 2, DGS2, with the Fed funds rate laid on it right there. FED, FUNDS. That's Foxtrot Echo Delta, Foxtrot Uniform November Delta Sierra. That's how you get those two lines. The orange is the Fed funds rate, the actual Fed funds rate, not the target Fed funds rate. And the blue is DGS2, which is the 2-year constant maturity rate. That's how you make that chart right there. Now, every time that these two lines have crossed in the past, definitively crossed, we've gotten about 3 to 4 months of sideways, and then a financial crisis of epic proportions that caused massive cutting. Happened back in 2018, happened on a bigger scale back here in 2006, into 7 and 8, happened back here in 2000 at the dot-com bust, and back here even before I was trading. So the last several that I remember all caused some sort of financial crisis from freak out and a big market correction. So is this going to happen this time, or are we going to go up higher before we actually get that freak out? All right. Just wanted to throw that in there. Circling on around. S&P right back to the bottom of the box, actually holding lows from back here in early April. I saw news that we had made the lowest low of April, but that's not entirely true right now. So on this chart anyway. SPY, again, just kind of holding that box, holding that range. Those lows, these lows over here, all kind of holding so far. We can definitely bounce here. Short VIX, SVXY, nowhere near a giant pullback that would be tradable. It is a little, I was cautioning this morning, we could see a pullback. And it may not pay. Like that may have just been it. We go higher from here. So be careful. Don't think that VIX has to climb. And UVXY on a, jumping from 380 up to 420, that's a nice move, but it didn't really pay out very, very well, in my opinion. Looking at, let's start checking out stuff actually moving here. Microsoft, if we can break out over this 295 price, we're looking at much higher prices. 295 comes from this high right back here in August. That is resistance. We found resistance right there all through April. Pulled down, almost made it to that support, and then launching back up. I think I said maybe we would see that today when I was talking this morning. If we can break out, that's going to lead to much higher prices, 315, possibly even 350, and then extensions above that 360, 370. One step at a time, we got to get above 395. So keep coming back in the morning show, and we'll keep updating that one. Google reporting earnings also, and potentially getting close to breaking out over that line there at 108. And it's right there. I mean, right at it. We get a pop tomorrow morning. Probably going to quickly accumulate price all the way up to this 123 area. Now, in phase, still has that 145 target down below us, getting hit to 183. Very close to breaking lower. And my target from back here, whenever I drew that line, like in February, drew the line and drew the arrow, I've been expecting this to drop on down. We came up to the roadmap line, found resistance, right back down, probably going to get to 145, 150 area. If we find support in that area and turn up, then in phase can finally snap out of this. But if we start breaking down below that, gosh, like 115 area, 110 possibly down here below that. So caution on that one. Visa, it's where you want to be. Nice pop. My target's right up there. 240. Not far off now. Been calling for it for a few weeks here. Might hit it right. Might get it right in the circle. We'll see what happens there. Let's see. What's another one? CMG. Chipotle. Still have never eaten at Chipotle. Nice pop. Breakout above 1960. That one can run too, man. Holy moly. Look at that. Run the fib line. Next resistance at 2165. On the breakout, right up here. Probably might get a reaction right at the prior high at 1960 area, and then pop right up there. Looks like that's where we're going. All right, let me circle around, hit some of the requests. Lily, coming up later the week. That's right to the target. I mean, JT put an arrow at 392, and we got really close. Really close. I've been looking at a book, Profit Sledge. I really would. I don't like those rejection candles that come up just shy. That's why I say always be conservative on your target. That might be it. We may see a retrace. It could push out to 415. That was a monster move, though. Monster move. What was the other one? Merck? I can't remember. Maybe MRK. Yeah. That one's got a little higher to go. I was looking for 119 on that one. It's going to be like, I'm going to have missed that by a week because I had options for last week. Oh, dang. That's lame. Lame. Anyway, RSG. Start taking some requests. RSG. You know what? Before I get too into this, we're running into resistance here. Why don't I hit oil and gold real quick? Because I know there's a couple people that come for that. Oil right here. On the path. We get to there and hold support. That's bullish. We break down through there. Get below 68. That's bearish for an extension to 59. So that's what I'm looking for. Oil to get down in here. I've got all sorts of alerts set up in here. Not on this chart, but I'm going to start putting some on here. Right in here, right in here. We get down in there. That's a measured bounce setup. If we hold that and turn positive, if we break down, like I said, extension for lower. And then looking at gasoline, right back to the roadmap line. We can bounce here. It's got an uptrend going. Oh, excuse me. We got an uptrend going. We start getting significantly below that. Probably gonna make an extension lower here. Retrace at least. Probably down in this area where we made these lows before. start breaking down below that, we could see lower prices on gasoline. But wouldn't that be the crux? You know, oil goes lower, but gasoline goes higher. God, that would be the bane of Biden's existence, wouldn't it? Anyway, gold still looking like it's going to do this retrace, like an echo of that February move. Nothing changed for me so far. Still looks like it's going to do that, another one of those retraces. And lumber, get another little pop. Still below the roadmap line. Still set up for lower prices. And then Bitcoin has an echo type situation going on where this move down right here, I'll just draw it with these instead of with fibs, right there, Control C, Control V, just make a copy and paste it right over here. Look at that, perfect little copy of that move. We can see this little extension out of here, and if we Control C, Control V that, and paste it right over here, by sometime in May, we could see hitting the 32,000 target on Bitcoin. Same sort of story in Ethereum and on total, which is total market cap of all of crypto. Same sort of move that we had right there. Again, that pullback right there. Copy, paste, right there. Boom, another echo. Very close. You know, echoes aren't perfectly the same. I mean, I've never heard an echo that is exactly the same. It's always a little bit changed. So, very similar. That's what we're looking for. Very similar move. Very similar move. We can see that similar move coming out of it. So, just want to throw that out there. So, back to RSG. Right in the resistance. May pull back if we can't break out higher. We do have earnings coming up Thursday. All right. WCN. And that one's got resistance. It looks almost like the same chart right there. It's crazy. May pull back right there. That would be kind of what I expect right there. Pull back and then go for the breakout. And then WM. Is that waste management? Yeah. Stuck at the resistance. Think this was magic. It's got some stuff to do. That one may retrace too. When's the earnings? Wednesday? Tomorrow? Tomorrow afternoon? Alright. Pep. Yeah. Almost to the target. Target 192. Possibly 199. KO. Also potentially trying to break out and go higher. KDP. Stuck below the roadmap line. If it can break out, I'd be positive. If not, probably going down to revisit the lows one more time. It's been down there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 7 or 8 days right through there. May come right back down there again. I'd be careful. And then MDLZ, Mondelez. Yeah, that's probably targets. Be careful. It could extend to 75, but that's very classic that we run out of steam right in here. It could pop to 75, but somewhere in here it's going to run out of steam and do a nice big fat retrace like we saw right back here. Please be careful. PHM. Fingers go the right way. That one also looks like did not bounce off the roadmap line, but getting the 1618 extension and nice little slam down. So it probably needs another one of these retraces. Something like that. Another one of those echoes. Golly, my ear itches. Sorry. Felt like something was crawling in my ear for a second. All right, so that's PHM. Lennar. Right out to the resistance. While it can extend to 118, highly likely to do one of those retrace thingers. I've already got it drawn on there. DHI also hitting some extensions. Could extend to 113, but highly likely to get a pullback. And if you just want to go leveraged and be crazy on some of the stuff, check out Nail right here. So close to a breakout. That one can go higher, 58, 64, even 75. It's at 3x on home builders and building supplies right there. All right, Crocs. That one's probably getting close to. Yeah, look at that, bounce right off the 1272. Pow, right there. Pull back to 142 would be standard, and then out to 162, and then get the bigger retrace. Standard move, standard pattern, over and over. SKX. Oh, that's a beautiful move to the roadmap line. Came up short. Should be able to get out the 1272 at 51. Should, but if it retraces back down in here, that's okay. May set it up to go up to 54. I would be careful. Doesn't look like huge potential for the risk on that one to me. And Decker's Outdoor, just there's nothing there. Like, that's just a trend. Staying in the channel. It's like a channel right there. Chug along the channel. Probably going to return to the bottom of the channel before it can go back to the top of the channel. Staying in the channel is what I would expect on that one. Doesn't really have much crapping in. Just kind of chugging. Trending. Without much opportunity to do much. Now, if it got down here and starts turning up, you could trade it back up to the upside. But right now, I mean, that's a big channel range. I mean, we got the bottom of it like 410 and the top of it like 510. So, yeah. Did Bitcoin, did Ethereum, Mara. Yeah, holding the roadmap line. I went long a couple calls before the close. $9 calls. Looking for a nice pop. For bird, the pattern I already see it on Bitcoin. For the pattern that I already identified on Bitcoin being the echo pattern right there. So that little echo, looking for that to play out to the upside. All right. Beto is same boat. That's got the echo pattern right there. Looking for it to pop up to the $20 target that I've had on there for a while. Meta, one of the big caps that we haven't talked about, is probably going to do this gap fill. And earnings are probably going to come in. They're probably going to be good because they laid off, 30,000 people? Saving lots of money. Should take them back up to fill the gap. What gap, you say? JT, what gap are you talking about? Right there it is. From back in February 2022. Right there. And then Amazon, I bought a couple 114 calls because they're only pricing a $7 move. Already up $3 just on Microsoft and Google being positive. I think that they could pop definitely up to this 25 by Friday, potentially. And my target up here in June, July, between 140 and 160. NVDA. I'm trying to catch up. I know I'm behind the chat because a bunch of people hot loaded the chat. NVIDIA is still hanging out at this price right there. Can't break through. If we can get through that 335, 339 area right up in here, we just keep holding that 270 area. May pull back to the roadmap line. That entirely possible that we get that pullback right down here before we can do another extension. Entirely possible. On the same note, AMD right back to the roadmap line. That is beautiful. That's the move I expect to kind of happen on NVIDIA. Happened on AMD. Looking for this to turn back up now at this point. Back up through 90 would be an indication that we are going on out to test these higher levels like 108. Possibly even up here to like 132. We'll see. I gotta rework some fibs and stuff here. So, all right, GLD is probably gonna do that pullback just like the GC chart. I would be careful. Be careful. There's not huge opportunity right there right now. We got out to the 1618, found resistance. The most classic thing that it will do at this point is to retrace to the roadmap line. That was a 1618 extension. That is an extreme extension. 1272 is much more likely. It did that, pulled back, and then ran right out the 1618. Found exhaustion, pulled back. I expect it to come back to here. It may just chug right here for a few weeks and then pop out to the 199. And that would be the next extreme level up there. All right. Tesla looks like it's almost to the target zone. Somebody drew a giant big oval down here on the chart all the way back in February, and we are almost about to hit it. We actually got to the top of the oval at 159. Looks like we can hold here. Be a little more preferable for me if we got down to about 145, 146, 147, somewhere right in here, and turn up. I'm getting a $2 pop, so that may be it. That could be the measured bounce setup. That sets it up. I would be cautious. We don't have a confirmation yet. A confirmation would be a move back up through 168. Looks like that would be the initial aggressive confirmation. A more conservative confirmation is a move up through 180 to set this thing up for the next move higher. And that would be, I know there's some people looking for sub 100 on this thing, but I don't think it's going to happen. Just from right here, yeah, we're looking for, like, if this thing is bearish at this point, it does a bearish 1, 2, 3. We're looking for something like 336 on the upside here. That would be a fake breakout thing. We curve and come right back down. On the bullish note, we would see something up in here, but we're probably going to find some resistance at that downtrend line first. Bounce down, and then go on the breakout up through here somewhere, up in there. So that's what I see for the foreseeable future. I do expect a little bit further downside on Tesla, but this can be the bottom. It can turn up right here. That could be it. So keep that in mind, that we don't have to go any lower on Tesla. All right. Microsoft, I already hit that one. Anything unclear? If we break out, we're just stuck in that resistance right now. Post market, breaking out through that 295 is the bullish case. All right, GILD. This one had, excuse me, golly, my Subway sandwich bothered me a little bit. Got the first move down, the echo of the move down, held in there, pushed just a little deeper, bounced off the roadmap line, moved up. The aggressive entry was 82.50. The resistance clear was 86. That's kind of like, next time we move up through here is the conservative entry. Target is 92.50. That's the conservative target. The more aggressive target is 96 up here. That's GILD right there. All right, ETSY. Going down in a blaze of glory. Going down. Oh, that's it right there. So that move up, retrace to the 618. We hold here and turn up. That's bullish. The aggressive entry would be above 117, above the roadmap line. So looking for this to pop like this, and then that's the entry for the move out to 163 potentially. Otherwise, if we break down here, we could expect an extension. That extension could take us down to 44, which would be a holy cow. That's like 50% haircut from where we are right now. But that's what it looks like. All right. TSLA is going to be similar to Tesla. Didn't do the head and shoulders pattern, so that one just is void at this point. And this is leveraged 1.5x. Leverage stuff does not always play with my predictions, but that can be the bottom, and we could turn up. FIS, I don't have enough history to really do much charting on that one. FIS looks horrible and probably going lower. What was I just saying? Down in a blaze of glory. Probably going to 46. Could bounce up to the roadmap line. That would just make it worse on the downside. 44. Microsoft already covered. Netflix looking like holding the roadmap line. Probably highly likely to go test this gap fill. Go fill that gap that it made back here in January of 2022. Highly likely after it finishes this little bounce here to go up there. Beating on the top, not on the bottom. I wouldn't be surprised if it just went rocking. XP, that looks like it's going lower. Lower. I need some like stingers that like flash the screen and stuff. That one's probably going lower. All right. XPO. Maybe get to 49. If it does that, like, well, it already did the head and shoulders void thing. So yeah, 49 would be the extreme, and then back to the roadmap line. Of course, it could just consolidate sideways too. Could just do that. It's been awful volatile trucking. And we got SAI. This one's coming out Friday. And kind of the same sort of situation. Looks like we could see a little extension possibly. It's like a trucking Armageddon situation going on right now, if you weren't aware. Too many trucks, not enough cargo. Sure does sound like the end of a recession to me, but what do I know? Apparently, we don't call that recession in the U.S. anymore. So, 332, if it can break out of here. Let's see. I just rolled the chat. CMG did that. No monster. Let's see. Hey, Karen. EVR. Yeah, I'm way behind on the chat. EVR, nice potential bounce, but resistance may turn down and go lower. Cautious for that. If it can break out over the resistance, then there. And I did Crocs, I thought. Did I do that one? Yeah, I did that one. Did Lily. SLV. Fix that. There we go. Woo. Looks like it's going to retrace the roadmap line potentially. See, gold hit the 1618. Silver only hit the 1272. Potentially down here. Long term, 35 is my kind of target into probably 2025. But it's got some stuff to work through. All right. SLV, INTC looks like garbage. Has been looking like garbage. Tried to break higher. Probably going to go lower low. They can't hold on right here. Probably going lower low. It did a 1272 extension, but that was not the right fib line. Yeah, it's got to hold here, turn back above these highs to go higher, but that sure does look like 22 is going to be in the... Looks like 22 is going to be where we go. Yeah. Sorry, Al. Did CMG 137. I got 137 points. Yeah, they're rocking. The target's up here. Yeah, MCD. And down a little bit, but they essentially hit the 1618. So what happens next? That. Coin. Probably gonna chop until earnings next week, and then potentially break out. That's sideways. If Bitcoin starts moving, this one may start moving again. The Ethereum liquidations. They changed the code on Ethereum and allowed unstaking 2 weeks ago. That was the Crapapello upgrade. I don't know how to say it. Shanghai upgrade with something else, and they call it, like, together it was called the Crapapello upgrade. I keep calling it the Crapapello upgrade, and kind of reminds me of the fishing lures, Rapella. Anyway, there was a 2-week queue of unstaking that basically ends today. So the selling pressure from liquidation of Ethereum should be wrapping up, and that kind of goes with the fundamental story of the echo pattern for Ethereum and Bitcoin in total, all kind of working, and we can see higher prices on all of those. Coin, of course, plays into the cryptoverse, and as goes crypto, as goes most of the stuff. It's like the ultimate risk-on, risk-off asset out there. Baidu, looking like crap. Probably going to come further down. Bounce right off the resistance. Kind of expecting sideways. We could hold in this zone. There's support at 118, but there's also support down at 108. If we start getting below start getting below 92, then we're probably going lower low than we had back here. You could see something down in the 50s. And Chinese earnings numbers are kind of like, whose line is it anyway? The numbers don't matter. The score is all made up. So be careful on anything Chinese, NIO included. That one keeps looking like it's going lower. Somebody drew a big arrow down to $3. That's probably going to come true. FCX could hold on to the roadmap line here, but if it doesn't, it looks like it's going to extend down to 33. And that would be what I expected. Right there. All right. Veil. That one's getting to the point where it may extend lower. $9 would be the downside target. Of course, it could find support at the prior low, but on down there. And PYPL has been looking like crap. Still looks like crap. And nothing good's coming out of that. Probably going to break down. Target's down here. 40. And WHD looks like crap. Sorry to talk smack about your stock, but that looks like crap. Sideways, nothing there. Not tradable for me. MPC maybe find support, but looks like it may break down and go lower. Didn't make an extension on that last move up. I had watched this trend line, which we're pushing the bounds of. We start getting below that. Retest the roadmap line. We start getting below that. We go deeper. Caution. Oil is not overly bearish if you didn't pay attention. What is the name of your server? Jeffry Thurnmeyer Trading. That's the name of the server. I don't know if it's publicly findable. You may have to get the invite link. It's like $5 in the description. All right. After you do the $5 thing, it's like members.jeffreytrader.com, and the link is right there. So, all right, MPC. Yeah, same. Whoa, did I just draw that? Yeah. Sand is looking pretty horrible. Not breaking out, not looking like gold. That's just looking sideways. Any M would be same sort of situation. GOLD, and we have to click on Barrick. Looking a little more bullish. We gotta get a breakout above 20. Doesn't have the same pattern as gold itself. GDX, that looks more bullish, like we're gonna get extension at 37. GDXJ, same situation, could see a move out to 46. All right. And semiconductors, yeah, like SOXL, not overly bearish. Never got the entry above 1850. And SMH, looking like it was getting hit right back to the roadmap line. Almost there. MU was showing some bearishness here below the roadmap line. Be cautious. And AI looked pretty horrible. Probably headed to the target right there. If we don't hold support there, it's going lower low. And IoT glanced right off the resistance, right back to the roadmap line would be what I would expect. Let's see. Draw this on here properly. Right there. Right there. Right there. That would be what I expect. All right. And just for completeness sake, Apple, that's what I got in mind. But earnings coming up next week, we could just blast on out of here. 199 is the big target I've got on Apple. We do have resistance at that prior high, right there around 175, where I own 2 shares from because I got gifted them from Webull. And expecting 199. All right, anything else? Made it through the list. Only 544. Anybody got anything else you want to look at? MasterCard was coming up later this week. Now in at resistance. If we can break out above 381, probably headed up to 403. Let's see if there were any other awesome earnings that I saw. I don't even know what I did with the earnings chart. There it is. Let's see. Pretty much covered most of them, it looks like. Roku. Click back on the chart. ROKU. Stuck right below the roadmap line. May retrace lower. We can't get above this. A breakout above that can take us up quite a bit. Like we don't have a huge bunch of resistance till right up around 140. We did a little gap down right there. They have not been making money, so even though they've been beaten on earnings, they're not making money, so caution. All right. Any more? That's going to be it for that. All right. Well, hope everybody has a great week. Remember, I'm back live tomorrow morning at about 9 a.m. before the market opens, maybe 9:15, somewhere in there, for the Monday, or for the Monday, yeah. Whew. For the Wednesday morning movers, we have some economic crap coming out tomorrow. Not a lot, just a little bit. Got core durable goods, goods trade balance, preliminary wholesale inventories, crude oil inventories at 10:30. Not a heavy day. Then on Thursday, we do have advanced GDP numbers, unemployment claims, pending home sales. So be careful on Thursday morning before the market opens. May see some stuff moving. So come back for more. We'll see where we're at tomorrow morning. And have a good evening. Bye for now. Thanks for coming.